Hey, ready for round 2. Won the roll again. And this should be an even better matchup than my first one. So let's hope it plays out that way. I'm going to keep this hand. It's a little land heavy, but they play non-targeted discard anyways, so having dead cards is fine, you just discard them. They generally don't have targeted discards, so I'll be able to maybe even just evoke a Muldrifter. I think I go Cloud Post tapped, turn 2 Glimmer Post, Wayfarer's Bauble, break it, turn 3 Muldrifter, cast. It's like often not even that valuable to cast the Muldrifter because almost all the decks just have a bunch of dead creature removal against you, so evoking it is pretty fine too. If you can just cast it on turn 3 though, it seems probably better than evoking it, since it makes them spend a couple of mana maybe to kill it, slows them down a sec. I was watching a few different matches. This is the one he played in, so Tendrils, Rats, Sign in Blood, Grasp of Darkness, Corrupt. It looks like he's even heavier on the creature removal than a lot of the mono black decks are. Should be good for me. The way you tend to lose these games is if they just like double corrupt you out of nowhere and you aren't holding a counterspell. Which can happen, definitely. He's taking his time. He does have Duress, but technically that is targeted discard. It does not hit Muldrifter though. Grim Harvest, like they try to get Graveyard Recursion going to outlast you post board, and then it doesn't work, is basically what happens. They also get Okiba Gang Shinobi. Usually that's not a main deck card. It's scary for you if it is a main deck card, but honestly the matchup's so good you can usually get hit by it once and survive. Yeah, I don't know how you thought that was going to work. Okay. You're still thinking. I'm gonna do some chess problems while we wait. I'm gonna do them on screen so that you can see I'm not that much of a dick. This is a cool little site. It gives each problem a rating and gives you a rating depending on how you're doing on them. Okay, so I can just like click and then click again. I can take his rook and then take his queen. Just leaves me up a piece in the endgame. I couldn't take his queen before because my bishop was pinned to my king. And he's here, so okay. Looks like he mulliganed once. Sort of expect to discard an island this turn. No turn to play. Okay, this does not seem good against me. Jesus Christ. Am I somehow playing 35 land? I don't think I am. I will discard a card. Wow. This is quite disgusting. Gets the drifter out of the way, seems good. I have enough mana here that even were I just top decking, I'd feel in a pretty good spot. Against his deck, my creature removal isn't dead, so I actually just have to draw cards that aren't lands. I generally prefer islands over mountains by a long way, because Prophetic Prism can always get me red mana, and islands are the limiting factor on how often you can cast Capsize. This is sort of silly. Okay, so he does have the main deck, Okiba Shinobi. It's gonna cause me to discard a couple of land. And at this point I'm top decking, like I was before. Shattering Pulse not very good in this matchup either. I mean, it's fine, because, again, they have non-targeted discard. Drifter is a lot better, so it's always a little better to leave the Cloud Posts untapped until you've played your land drop. Probably not this time though, just because your land drop can be a post, in which case you have more mana when you tap them later. Seems pretty good, right? So I can start drawing infinite cards with Prophetic Prism and Capsize now. That's pretty much my plan. Unless he has double Shinobi. Well, I just hit it. Yeah, that's not actually so scary right now. And now the deck's just started actually functioning, so I should be able to find a win here fairly easily. Let's see, I have not enough to cast arrows and Capsize this turn. I'm going to just discard the mountain when he plays Spectre again, which is a fairly likely play. Sign in Blood, okay. He's actually like massively outcarding me, with the problem being that my deck is better than his. Other than that, he's doing fine. I have a choice. I can start bouncing Swamps, or I can bounce Prism to draw more cards, and I think I prefer Prism. Glimmerpost seems like a pretty sweet card to play to me. turn, sir. So at this point I feel fairly confident that I've won. And it's just sort of a slow grind to actually deal him the last 18 points of damage. Why not just do it now? Technically, passing with 4 up didn't get me a whole lot. Could probably have just cast serrated arrows. Whatever, I can lightning bolt that guy. Interesting. Play here is probably just to discard a Glimmer Post. Now I have a bunch of counter spells. I'm gonna start bouncing his lands instead of drawing cards with Prism. I have enough to bounce 2 lands this turn, unless he has something I need to counter. That's not very ferocious, really. I guess why not just do it main? And yeah, next turn he has 2 lands. He doesn't even have a play. I might as well compulsive first. This doesn't seem like quite the best way to do it, but I suspect that it'll do the job. If you wanted to stop watching and go on to game 2 at this point, unfortunately for you, I don't know when game 2 starts. But I understand your desire. Okay, so I still need to draw a couple of Cloud Posts before that Rolling Thunder is lethal. It really doesn't matter how I do stuff anymore. I just have no land in my deck. That's interesting. I like to just give them no permanents. I almost never time out with this deck, so I'm confident enough to do that. Just thunder twice, I guess. Oh, he's only on 15. Look at that. I guess I firebolted him last turn. Okay, so that was game one. That's sort of how this matchup looks. They just sort of do stuff and then you win. I bored in a couple extra deep analysis. It's just very clearly extremely strong in this matchup. I think I usually board out a little bit of burn, because even though they have quite a few bodies, they're not terribly significant bodies. Don't care about them very much. Seismic Shudder, maybe. It can be a 2-for-1, but whatever. It's not an exciting 2-for-1. Doesn't kill Okiba Gang Shinobi, that's why I'd rather have Lava Dart. Duverdut. Did I submit yet? Didn't submit yet. Oh, I did submit. He's just taking his time. What's going on? I'm black. Can I take that? I think I can. That would be the play. I mean, this hand seems fine. Actually seems quite good. Got a little bit better. I'll be discarding Mountain if he decides to do anything. That makes things interesting. I guess I cash in Condescend straight away. Unless he plays a Spectre, maybe I just let that resolve, discard Mountain, and then Serrated Arrows. Now I have to actually think. The only problem with that play is that if I have to discard one card next turn, I don't have anything great to discard. I can just discard the Prism though. Or I could, like, draw a land. I think I'd probably rather discard Prism than Glimmer Post here, even though I have quite a lot of land. Just working my way up the mana charts, mana scale. Getting more mana is quite valuable. Okay, so there's a chance I get hit by Shinobi next turn too. Let's... I can Compulsive. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to Compulsive. If I draw one casting cost burn spell, I can go Prism into one casting cost burn. That one specifically doesn't work, but if I get hit by a ninja, I can just discard an island in Deep Analysis and I'm in totally fine shape. No ninjas. Mono Black Control also will board into land destruction a lot post-board versus post. It's a decent plan compared to the other ones I have available anyway. It's not like a woohoo, I'm gonna win every game all of a sudden plan though. It really didn't matter which card I put on top for Chittering Rats there, so I picked Deep Analysis, but It's irrelevant. I may not actually want to play a Cloud Post this turn. Well, now that I've drawn away for his bauble, I think I'm happy-ish to. No, I'm not, because I want... No, I am. No, I'm not. Yeah, I am. I won't be able to break the bauble until next turn. But there's a decent chance I want a Lava Dart anyway. So let's do it this way. By the way, hitting the Rager over the rats, obviously the one that's 1/1 is a lot more appealing for him to ninja back to his hand. And I'm happy to let him draw a card. Happier than letting him make me discard one. I don't know if I want to cash in arrows just yet. Now would be a good time to cast Lava Dart. If there was like something I got out of it, but I don't know what I get out of it. Will I be able to cast it next turn? Seems pretty likely. Draw some more cards. Gain 5 life. Yeah, gain 5 life. Leave red up for Lava Dart. Break the bauble for an island. Next turn plays at Boiler Works to bring back a Glimmer Post. Everything seems to be going pretty fine. Do I condescend that? Maybe I do. I would want to break the bauble first. Getting better, you see. I remembered that time. Let's do it. Let some Shinobi me, but I just discard Preordain Island. I think I'm fine. I'm gonna make him pay 8. Leave that 1 mana floating just in case, though. Both of those cards seem great. Just put both of them on top? Guess I do. So given that I have that coming up, I'm gonna kill the Rager now. Not let him ninja it back. Doesn't have the ninja anyway. Because now I'm very able to just kill all of his creatures and draw more cards, what have you. I don't need to keep arrows around for the value of if I draw Capsize, because I've won the game even without Capsize, pretty much. Black's move. Seems like I can just do that. Because I'm threatening checkmate. I think that loses him his queen. Okay, if I take that, it uncovers an attack on his bishop. What's going on?
You have Firebolt and arrows on top. Now we have Firebolt. I'm gonna hold off on flashing back Deep Analysis right now. Does that even make sense? It doesn't make much sense. Anyway. I'm gonna kill some dudes. I guess I will preordain. It gets me closer to a capsize. Boiler Works to play Glimmer Post again. I'm just worried about if he's holding 3 Corrupt or something, because that's the only real way I lose. I wonder when I got that foil Boiler Works. It might have been recently in the Nyx Packs drafts. None of this stuff matters at this point, so I'm just sort of going through the motions. Guess now that I have a Condescend in hand, I might as well flash back Deep Analysis. Just an easy Bojuka bogs me could be embarrassing. Big Corrupt? No, Chittering Rats. How awkward. You can have it. Yeah, I'm just gonna shuffle away Lava Dart. Put him on a clock. At this point, if I just draw Rolling Thunder, I can hit him for 17. We're playing Tendrils? Okay, well, you can have that. He, like, shouldn't be playing Tendrils of Corruption post-board. It's pretty bad. Can have that too. I'll just kill it with arrows. The only cards I really care about are Duress, once I have relevant cards in my hand, or Corrupt, because that can actually threaten my life total. I'm just gonna Thunder him for 26. Can I get it to 26? Yeah, I can. 25. How awkward. Oh well. He knows that I'm holding Rolling Thunder now. A lot of good that'll do him. So I hope you enjoyed this round. It sort of showcased the strength of the deck. This happens against mono blue control too. He's still playing Disfigured. I guess the guy just doesn't have a sideboard versus me or something. My fan is going crazy. Sometimes it just freaks out and decides to go to 100%. Not slow it down. Yeah, anyway, this is the power of the deck. It just eats control decks alive. There isn't a deck with a comparable mid-game in the format. And that's why I think the best way to build it is towards the low end, so that you have the best possible chance of winning in the aggro matchups. Do you have a land? 21, 24, 25, 26. Just tap 28 mana. Ain't no thing. Turn 11. Whatevs. Yeah, Cloudpost is a silly card. Pretty silly. Okay, let's take another look at that match. Just check and see if there's anything worth commenting on. I guess this keep, it's important to realize that this keep is totally standard and fine versus mono black control. You win unless you get mana screwed, pretty much. The other way you can lose, is if you're hellbent, like I am here, and you don't draw into any of your card advantage, card draw sort of cards. Or if they corrupt you a bunch out of nowhere. That's seriously all you have to worry about in the matchup. So yeah, just kept on building card advantage. Notice that even though I have all this land, I consistently tap it all every turn throughout both matches, both games. That was true. That's why Capsize is so powerful in the deck, and why cards like Deep Analysis is so powerful. Yeah, you don't need to bounce all of their permanents, technically, but I just think it's the highest percentage play. If you really want to win 100% of the time in a situation and not lose somehow to a billion weird top decks, I think just leaving counters up and bouncing all their permanents is the sensible way to go.